disappeared from social media for an entire year, only to find myself painting a demon. Every layer of work on this painting was a layer of work on myself. And with every new level, we face a new devil. And I had no idea what was waiting for me once I had finished this painting. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you returning, I definitely have a different kind of video for you today. So I disappeared for an entire year. Like the last time I posted on YouTube was of May of last year. And with that video, at the end of it, I definitely gave the projection that I would be creating something very different for me and my art style, and that did take place. That absolutely took place. So what I ended up painting was a demon. When I started this, I did not even know why. The vision kind of came, I sketched it out on a sketch pad, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna look really, really cool. It's gonna be my dark art style, I'm gonna enjoy it, and I did. However, when I cracked open this can of worms, I had no idea what was really about to unfold. I had no idea all the things and choices that were going to take place in my life. So let's start with when I started this project. I was a completely different version of myself. I was working a different job, living in a different place, dating somebody different. I had different friends, I had a different state of consciousness, I had a different perspective on life, I had a completely different perspective of myself. And I didn't realize how many problems there were with that until this project started. And like as I progressed, as I continued to paint this painting, and it took forever. It took forever. And because of that, every time I'd find myself at the easel, over and over and over again, doing another layer and another layer and another layer, I would find myself doing another layer on myself, doing another layer on my demons, on my shadow aspect, on all the things that had been unconscious within myself. And I mean habits, old behaviors, old ways of thinking, negative paradigms, really just the light that I saw myself and everything in my situation in started to change. It consistently started to change. And what would happen, as I'm sure many of you are experiencing right now, you get up, you start your day, and then you go through your day and you start finding that certain things, they're not resonating anymore. I used to always eat this, I used to always drink this, oh, suddenly it's not registering with me anymore. I used to hang out with those friends all the time, suddenly it's just like it's not vibing. I used to go to this job, I used to love this job all the time, and suddenly you're like, this is getting kind of old. You're dating this person, you've been dating them for a while now, and suddenly you're like, there's not really any more chemistry there. The collective in masses are experiencing this, and we are being encouraged to let these things go. Anything that doesn't resonate with who you are, your true, authentic state of being, it needs to go. And the problem with that is that it is such a... It is so hard. It's so hard. When things start to come up and you're like, okay, I need to stop smoking. I need to stop drinking. I need to stop going out with these friends. How do you just tell people that? How do you just be like, okay, I'm sorry, but I can't really hang out with you much anymore. I'm sorry, I can't really work for this company anymore. And how do you just go up to them and say, oh, I'm sorry, it's not in alignment with me? Like, you think they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, totally, we understand, like, good luck. It's not how it goes. It's not how it goes. As much as we want it to go that way, that's not how it goes. The bloody fact is that everybody is in their own main character energy, and everybody who is unconscious will see everybody else as stepping stones, as useful playing pieces in their own game, in their own reality. It will be so much more convenient for that company to keep you, even though they know they're not paying you what they're worth, even though they know that you have been working so fucking hard for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years even, and they're not giving you that raise, they're not giving you that bonus, they're not giving you that promotion. But it's convenient for them, and they say, good job, here's a gold sticker, for you to stay with them because it benefits their game, it benefits their dream, it benefits their corporation, it benefits their life. And this goes on with, oh, okay, I want to stop drinking, right? And then you tell your friends, okay, friends, I want to stop drinking. I want to start sobering up, I want to start working on myself. And suddenly those friends, they're triggered. They're not happy that you want to work on yourself. They're not happy that you want to do good things for you, for your health, for your well-being. That they're like, wait, you want to work on yourself? Bitch, what you think you is? You've been kicking with me forever. I know who you are, especially if you've known some of these people. Like, say you've known them your whole life. Say you've known them since childhood even. And then they'll be like, I know who you really are. You're not actually gonna. It's not easy to walk away from that. It's not easy to mentally combat that. And that's with any addiction. That could just be like with you one-on-one with cigarettes, one-on-one with vaping, one-on-one with smoking weed. Believe me, I know. I've been through all of it. All of it. Every single one of those addictions. It is so hard when you do not have anybody to support you, because trust me, you typically won't. Like, for anything you do in life, if you do have someone who wants to support you fully and thoroughly, God bless, let it be. That is awesome. Those people are so rare and so hard to find, because in the majority of the collective, that's not your experience. Most people don't want you to go and do what's best for you. Most people don't want you to overcome the things that become your crutch, that become your limitation, because they don't want to see you fly higher than them. So when you're alone and you have to face these things, you have to face these addictions, this is where it gets dark. This is where we enter that initiation process. This is where that dark night of the soul happens, where you're up at night and you're in the dark, you're staring at the ceiling, you can't sleep, you're having cravings, you're having pangs, you don't know what to do about it. And it comes down to what? It comes down to the inner work. So much inner work, because what you need to do is get to the root cause of why you're doing it. The root cause of any addiction is escapism. You're escaping an emotion you don't want to feel, a reality you don't want to face. It feels like a drowning, bottomless pit of crap that you don't want to feel. And while I was doing this painting, I had to overcome past aspects of myself, because I had already previously overcome the addiction. I had not overcome the emotional trigger that made me want to do it, and I had not overcome the mental state, the mental programming that would then take me into that emotional state and then would have me do it. So you'd say you haven't smoked in a year, but like certain stressful situations, certain things had come up to make me go, you know what, yeah, I'd really just like to go and vape right now and just like check out and like not be here and not feel, and basically go numb, to distort and nullify your water, to not feel yourself, to not feel your own energy, because it's intense. We collectively, we are under so much pressure, especially in recent times with all the planetary alignments, all the solar flares happening. We are in planetary cycles for ascension, and it's happening all over the planet right now as we speak, and we have to face all of it. And it's not fun. It is not fun. So my gift to you is to not be afraid of the inner work. Expect it. Look for it. If you anticipate that coming and you embrace it, if you embrace going into your shadow, you will evolve so much faster. Your shadow will literally become your greatest ally, and this is what I mean. So when you go in and you do that inner work, you find the emotional trigger and you go in and you heal it, and typically, I'm going to tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, it's from childhood. It's from something from your parents, because you will find the thing and it connects to a thing and it connects to a thing and it goes boop. I guess I can't feel safe being fully myself because when I was 5 years old, mommy and daddy didn't accept this about me. My peers in grade school didn't like it when I, expressed this side of my personality. So then what? We go on through life as adults. And we find ourselves having the similar experience where we go into the workforce and we have our coworkers, and maybe some of us have bigger personalities than we ever let anybody see. Because it was never safe and it never felt safe. You're too loud, you got yelled at school. You're too obnoxious, kids would pick on you. You're too much, you're too extra, you're too playful, you're too bubbly, you're too silly, you're too quirky, you're too whatever it is, right? You're not normal, you don't fit in their box. So then what? We get reprogrammed. And what that programming is, it's what appeals to them. It's what appeals to somebody else's game. It's for a different player. You being in that programming that, oh, I'm not worthy, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I need to, go to this thing to escape because it hurts so fucking much not being who I am. Who does that benefit? Who does that benefit? Not you. Not you. And right now, we are being encouraged to let that shit go. And it's hard. It's so hard. Do it. Do it. You need someone to tell you to do it? Do it. You need to leave that friend group because they're a bad influence? Just fucking do it. Don't be afraid of being alone, because when you become so comfortable in your own energy and you finally get to pull out, oh my god, I forgot, I have this part of me and this part of me and this part of me, you start to realize that the person that you have been, that you are connected to, these family members, these friend groups, this relationship, this job, this whatever, right? You realize that none of that actually reflects who you are on the inside. Once you finally sit down, do the inner work, and find out what all these missing aspects of you are. They're hidden, they're buried, they've been taken away, they're blocked off, they're fragmented from trauma. It's time to take our power back. It's time to take all those little pieces of you and take it back. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has the right to hold a piece of you in their hands and to take that piece of you and use it for their advantage, to play in their game. No corporation, no company, no relationship, no friend, no nothing. Because when you find out who you truly are, and you can only do that when you're alone, you can only do that for extended periods of time alone. It is so hard, but it is so transformational. And when you do it, and you get through it, well then suddenly you start vibrating a whole new frequency, love. And suddenly you make new friends. Suddenly you find a better job. Suddenly you find soul family members. People that you would have never thought existed, but they are out there and they are waiting for you right now, but they can't recognize you. They cannot recognize you because you are still too busy being somebody that you're actually not. And that's not me blaming you. That's not me saying, oh, you're bad because you're not being who you are. It's because you forgot how to be. And it was beaten out of you as a child. Rather, it was literally, mentally, emotionally. We've been so conditioned, so programmed to be anything but what we really are. And express what we really feel. Well, there's a consequence to that. There's a consequence to every action. There's a consequence to being your authentic self and showing up in the world. And you know it's going to repel some people, and you know what? To hell with them. But it's going to attract the right people, and you're going to be so much happier that you did. So while I'm painting this painting, layers of this is coming off. Past addictions, past thoughts, past emotional, repeating cycles. You know when you get in a downward spiral and you think a thought and you feel an emotion, you think a thought, you feel an emotion, you just go do, and it's just fucking shit show, shit storm, and like nothing in your external reality is really going on. Like everything's like fine, the sun's shining, the birds singing, the dog's laying on the couch, like nothing's wrong. But because in here, it started in here, and then you go down. And what I had to learn to do, and I know that many of you are learning to do, or probably potentially have already mastered, is the ability to observe yourself and see those thoughts and be like, okay, I just say you say something to yourself that you would never say to a friend. You'd be like, you know what, bitch, I look ugly today. I look fat. I don't like this about me. You think your friend would go up to you and be like, and if they are, they're not friends. Them's the people you need to cut off. For real. But otherwise, if you have a true friend, they're not gonna come up to you and say those things to you. So you do not say that to you. Your higher self wouldn't say that to you. God wouldn't say that to you. Spirit isn't gonna say that to you. Your pets aren't gonna say that to you. If your kids are saying that to you, I'm sorry. That's not the way to treat yourself. When you take the time to be alone and you actually deconstruct all of this, and trust me, it's a lot. It's so much. I know it's overwhelming. It's ridiculous how much it is when you actually start to sit back and look at it. And that's why we numb and we run away, because we don't want to do that work. It's so much dirty fucking work. It's not even funny. But when you do, you're gonna start to learn how to talk to yourself, because you're gonna say, oh, I like it when I talk to me like that. I like it when I hear that in myself, when I speak that within myself. Link your emotions to your thoughts. And if it's not making you feel good, it needs to go. And how does it go? We gotta look at it. Where is it stemming from? Why do we feel that way? What is the thing? Okay, where did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? What did it trigger? Ask the questions. Keep asking and you will get to the root. These things, these mental trickeries, really, these distortions, these programmings, they're like weeds in our garden, and they need to go. You don't want to play amongst the thistles. It's not fun. It hurts. There's lots of tears there. Don't do it. And I think the most important thing when doing this work is allowing yourself to be vulnerable, open with you. You being real with you. Sometimes the best time to do that is in front of a mirror. Talk to yourself in front of a mirror. Do things in front of a mirror. Get real with yourself. What do you really want? What do you really feel? And embrace those emotions. Let yourself cry. Oh my God, let yourself cry. Let yourself cry your fucking eyes out. It can be so hard because, especially for men, but even for some women, where we've had to be strong our whole life. We've had to carry such a heavy load. Life doesn't stop. It doesn't wait. That's the feeling, and it's go, go, go. No more go, go, go. because it's all been outward. It's all been physical. We need to go inside and do this work. It's time to let yourself feel what you need to feel and let it out. Release it. Literally, I'm not even kidding. Like, scream if you need to. Set something. If you're a person who needs to break something, set something up so you can break it. Like, allow yourself to be triggered by you, because then you can get to the root of why it's there. And then when you understand it, then boom, you take your shard back and you take your fucking power back. That's what you do. And now that no longer has power over you. And what I mean by that is that root, that weed that is now out of your garden, if it ever pops up again, you go, oh yeah, I know what that is. And you can say, no, not today, Satan, not today. It's not going to emotionally trigger you then. And if you let something emotionally trigger you, with whatever it is, whether it's external, internal, whether it's from your own thoughts or it's from your external circumstances, it's always inside. It's always something inside. When we have anything outside of us, whether it's a person, place, thing, that triggers us, it is an indication that there is a hole in our field, in our aura, meaning that there is a blockage in the stream of energy that comes down our channels. So that way it's not fully getting what it's supposed to in that system. So when it projects out as your auric field, there's holes in it. And if something's getting in that hole and it's hitting your chakra, it's hitting your emotional centers, there's something clogging the stream. And the only way to get it out of the stream is to go in to the dark, close your eyes, lay down, be with yourself. You have to be real. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be your most authentic self with yourself. And sometimes that can be hard, but the more you practice it, the safer and safer you're going to feel. And the more and more work that you do, the more your natural chi flows, and the more and more you heal, the more and more you are not triggered by anybody else, because you realize you don't need to be triggered by anybody else. You don't need to feel insecure here. You don't need to feel jealous here. This isn't going to piss you. You're just unfucking bothered. That is sovereignty. That is taking your power back. And that is what we are being called to do as a collective right here, right now. The astrology is literally in alignment to do so. The solar flares are bombarding us with light codes to get this done. God literally is saying, I support you. Which is going to take me to my next step. As this painting progressed, I need my tea. And all these thoughts started happening, visions started happening, dreams started happening. I started to feel more and more of myself. And the more and more I saw myself, the more and more I realized I had to let all these parts of me that weren't really me go. It basically an ego death, right? And I had to then start taking action in my physical world to deal with these things. And that is in fact cutting out maybe if you're eating bad food that wasn't good for your food, that just wasn't in alignment with you. Maybe your diet's going to change. Your diet will likely change. Different self-care routines, different sleeping patterns. So things like on such a subtle scale like that, all the way to journaling more and being more organized. But then the big stuff where you're like, okay, you're a really toxic friend. I'm going to try and explain to you that you're a really toxic friend. This is why we can't be friends. And typically it doesn't go really well. So, you end up leaving friendships behind. You end up cutting people out. You evaluate everything. You evaluate your relationship. And I mean, not just your romantic relationships, but your relationship with your family members, your relationship with your pets, your relationship with your coworkers, everything. And you're like, okay, is this benefiting me truly? Like, is this benefiting what a reflection of the work is that I just did, that version of me, or is it benefiting the old me? Is it more of a benefit for them for me to stay, or is it more of an even give and take? And if it is not an even give and take, and it is more benefiting the other person for you to do what they want you to do, it's gotta go. Cut it off. It is so hard. It is so hard. And once I started to do this, I started to realize that every single connection I was having with those old programs, with those old systems, with those old ways of thinking, with that old version of myself, that each and every single one of them, it was like I was in a box. I was like putting on an energetic corset. That's what it felt like to show up, to be the person that they wanted me to be and what they expected me to be and how they expected, a person to dress, act, behave, respond to how they act and how they do things. Like, you realize how much of yourself you lost by putting yourself in that box or in that corset or under that mask, right? And it's like you let them hold power over you because they did their little dance, or they projected authority, or they projected some kind of programming trigger or some kind of demand. It could be anything, like, oh, I'm your family, so therefore you're obligated, or I'm your boss and I'm asking you to do something that you've clearly made clear to me that are not within your boundaries. So it could be anything. It could be anything. It could be a substance trying to come back into your life. It could be an ex trying to come back into your life. It could be anything. And when you realize that going back to that old version of yourself, even if you're still in there, like if you're still in that job and you're ready to leave, but you're still doing this work, if you go back into that box of that old version of yourself, it's like, boom, you're saying, here you go, you can have your power back over me, and now I'm going to act how you want me to act, say what you want me to say, dress how you want me to dress, run on your operations, right? It's almost like you're just giving yourself away. And the more and more you say that, and you leave, you say, know what? No, this is my boundary. I'm sorry, boss, coworker, friend, boyfriend, pet, whatever it is for you. I'm not gonna let you push me over. I'm not gonna let you trigger me. I'm not gonna let you get your way or get what you want. I'm not gonna let you guilt trip me. I'm not gonna let you manipulate me. I'm not gonna let you do this anymore because I'm taking my power back. And this can manifest as so many things in you. Like, this could be inferiority complex. This could be so many personal insecurities. This could be, so much childhood trauma. This could be so many things that you are dealing with. And just, it can be so overwhelming to start, but just start. And if you do let it happen, if you do surrender to that process, when your higher self, your spirit guides, your spirit team, your ancestors, your crossed-on family members, everybody wants that for you. Spirit wants that for you. They want you to take your power back. They want you to be who you were meant to be. They want you to be who you came here to be when you incarnated. And you can't do that, my darling, until you cut that shit off. It is the initiate's path, and it is just going to be the way of it, whether it's sooner or later. And what I mean by that is this acceleration in light code frequencies that our planet is experiencing, And being in an ascension cycle of astrology at this time, it's kind of make it or break it right now for humanity. Either you're gonna get it or you're not. Either you're going to wake up or it's game over. Either we're gonna get this and we're gonna take back our fucking planet, or we're gonna destroy ourselves. So, it starts with you. Everything starts with you. Oh, I'm one person. It's a big fucking deal, trust me. You're a human being. It's not like you're a worm. You're a human fucking being. You're one person. You have a lot more power than you think. So much more than you think. You can do so much more than you ever thought you were capable of. And right now is the best time to do that. Ever. In any timeline of this human cycle existence of our time here on Earth. However long that is, because, you know, everybody's got their opinion. And I didn't realize this until, you know, I was maybe 2/3 done with this painting. You know, more and more information started coming in, the more and more I embodied who I was, the more and more I took my power back. The more and more information came to me, the more and more insights, the more downloads, the more spiritual connections, and the more and more you do that, the higher and higher dimensional frequency you can go. Now that it's over with, in fact, I finished this painting a few months ago, but I haven't felt ready to get back on camera until now, because I wanted to really finish the work. I wanted to finish clearing as much as I could and really get myself to who I was supposed to be before I returned, so that I could be in my power and holding my light, so you can do it too. It wasn't until I finished this that I looked at it and I went, wow. Now I understand why I painted what I painted, because you get the vision, you get the download sometimes, and you don't know what it means. This is what it means. This painting. She is sitting in her power, in her throne, this Demonis, fully in her power, fully in control, and the serpent, the snake, it's not working against her, it's working for her. She has gained control over the dark forces within herself. And then the blood magic. Understanding that one, your blood, your chi, your life force, so valuable, so potent, so rich with raw God frequency. You are the embodiment of Creator Source. You are the manifestation of God Source in physicality. Understand the power that you hold over your own self. And then there's a flip on this as well. Also leading into everything that I said is this Demonis sitting on her throne wielding blood magic. I also want this to represent how much power it feels that darkness has over our lives sometimes. You know, it's like she has all of that power. How much power it feels that these demons, these entities, these dark spirits, whatever you would like to call them, however they manifest, whether it's in mental thoughts, whether it's in toxic relationships, whether it's in our vices, whether it's in our inner devil that we need to overcome, whether it's in our own emotional waters. Where are we showing envy and greed and hate? Where are we showing these things? And it can can be so hard to take your power back from it, but the best way to do it is to embrace it, to go into it and look at it like, okay, why? Okay, like, don't be like, oh my god, I hate myself because I'm like that. No. Your emotions, no matter what they are just information. They are valuable information. So when you get that feeling of envy, so for example, say you're jealous of something that somebody else has, take that in yourself. Okay, why am I jealous? Okay, they have X, Y, and Z, and I want X, Y, and Z. Okay, why do you want X, Y, and Z? Why do you want those things? Well, because when I was said age, said friend always had this, or because I live this life and they have that life, or because, whatever it is, fill in the blank, right? I'll be like, okay, why do you feel that having that thing would then make you feel significant? Why does having what they have make you want to feel more significant? Or like, what is it about yourself that doesn't feel good enough as you are without that thing? Whatever it is. It could be anything. It could be money. It could be success. It could be that car. It could be talent. It could be beauty. It could be I don't know, lifestyle. I don't know, whatever. Anything that could trigger that specific emotion within you, and do that route, and then you're gonna find it. Eventually you're gonna get down there. Like, why don't I feel like I'm good enough without this thing? Well, because mommy and daddy said that they didn't like this about me, or that they never accepted it, or my brother and sister always picked on me because of, or I always, come on. You know what I'm saying. Just go down the line, and when you find it, go to it. And when I mean go to it, I mean like go to that part of you. Like go to that part of you that's in that memory. Go to that part of you that's in that timeline. And be that person that the original fragmentation happened from, that the other person wasn't. So be the parent, be the brother, be the sister, and change it. Go in and change it. Pick up that little kid. Pick up that adolescent. Be like, hey, I'm gonna be your friend. Hey, I don't think that about you. Hey, I love you. When you do that, you can change it, and you make that little inner child feel seen, feel heard. And you do that back to back to back to back to back. You do that for 6 months, 10 months, a year. You're gonna come out looking a whole lot different on every dimensional aspect. And I don't mean the physical level up, that's afterwards. First, your whole mindset's gonna change. Your whole way of viewing the world, your state of consciousness is going to elevate. You're going to experience more interdimensional concepts. You're gonna have faster memory recollection. You're going to have more emotional intelligence because you've gone within yourself. You can now see yourself in another. We are all one consciousness. We are all one people. We are all from the same Godhead. And when you get that, and you do this work, you will be able to look at another person, and they can come to you then with their problems, their issues, and you will know how to hold space for them because you just learned how to hold space for yourself. And that's what this world needs right now. That is what this world needs so bloody fucking bad, because nobody knows how to hold space for anybody. Nobody knows how to be like, yeah, let me drop my busy schedule and actually be here for you. No, I'm gonna see if I can like fit you in for like a quick 15. Okay, bye. Small talk, short talk, bye. Nobody ever wants to sit down and get real. Nobody wants to actually sit down and talk about the things that fucking hurt, because they hurt. And because of that, nobody feels safe talking about why the things they have in them hurt so much and why they're not going where they want to go, because there's all of this blocking them and they need to release it. So what we need to do is first learn how to hold space for ourselves. We can do that, we can heal, and then we can hold space for others. And when you can do that, this whole world can change. Everything can change. But it starts with you. I know, kind of a long tangent. It's going to be a bit of a longer video. I have a couple more points I want to make. So what's to come for this channel? So if you're on here, surprisingly I still have followers even though I haven't been here for a year. This is for you. I changed the name. I changed the brand. I changed a lot of things. I changed all of my social media. And I have a new website. why the Artsy Alchemist. If we just, rewind like the last 10, 15 minutes that I went on that whole tangent, I am a spiritual creative. And with the work that I create, I want to start giving messages, spiritual messages. And a lot of them are going to have to do with alchemy, internal alchemy. And what that is the processes that I just described of finding things, getting down to the root, and then transmuting it up the energetic scale vibrationally with your emotion and healing something. And the more and more you do this, the more and more you raise your vibration, the more and more you raise your state of consciousness, the higher and higher dimensionally you will have access to. So, now that I've cleared all of that crap in my life, and I have my power back, what I want to do is show up and serve how I'm supposed to, full time. What do I mean by that? Full time. YouTube, you are getting me full time, so you better get used to it. I am currently, right now, working throughout the state with galleries and art conventions. And it's really exciting and it's new for me. But now that I'm doing that, I have more time for YouTube. Instead of working 9 to 5 all the time, I actually can do what I love and what I know I'm meant to do. And what that is, darlings, is I am introducing a whole new experience to what this channel is going to present. We're going to have art. Oh yeah. So I already finished this painting. I already have another painting done. Like I said, I've had it done for a while now. I just wasn't ready to come back to camera. I'm going to teach art on here. I am. There's going to be an artistic section for my viewers. You guys are going to see the same paintings with different thumbnails because they're going to have different subject matters. You're going to be getting the artistic version, which I can just put up a time lapse and you guys could throw it on in the background and kick it and chill with me and the music that I listen to when I'm creating these things. And then art tips and tricks, tutorials, art skills, hacks, things that I do to improve my artwork, how to create anything really with the medias that I use. And then, just experimental things with new products that I'm going to try, new supplies that I actually did. So this is coming up. I invested in an Ohuhu marker set, the full set, and I'm going to be making a whole video about just talking about those because they were such a level up for my work. I won't get into it, too much of it now because I will sit here and talk your ear off. So we're going to save it for an entirely different video. But things like that for the art channel. I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm just going to make different playlists for all the different things. And then I'm going to have the spiritual meaning behind these paintings. So, like I'm doing with this one, this is the spiritual message that I have for you and how it reflected in my life and what I learned from it, and now I want to give that back to you. This is what the spiritual message from me is to you. And I think as we go, I'm going to be able to get deeper and deeper and more in depth with these things and really provide that spiritual knowledge, especially around alchemy and processes like alchemy, yes. Which also means that I will be now making videos, since I can full-time now, that have to do with different spiritual sciences. I have done so much study and I've learned so many things and I've applied so many things and integrated them that now I'm like, okay, now that I have some form of a level of mastery of these things, I want to take them and share them with you and teach you how to do it and teach you how to do it step by step and understand these things that will truly benefit your life. the things that will help you in your mindset, in how you deal with your emotions, in how you spiritually view things, in how you physically take care of yourself and level up your life. I want to make videos like that. And I'm a witchy girl. Those of you who know me in person, you already know that. We're bringing back the tarot card readings. And this is what I want to do. We have a full moon in Scorpio coming up here on the 23rd. I want to do a collective reading, and I mean collective for the people who are on my channel, who tap in, who view that, and who are meant to find that. Our collective. People, if you're vibing with me, then this is for you. And I want to post those for the new moons, the full moons, and then potentially any equinox, any solstice, and any portals that we have. Our 11223388, you know. Our big astrological movements, and throw those in and see how you guys like them. I want to see how you respond to them, because I've learned so much that now I can read the cards differently, and I'm really, really excited to do that again, just for the fun of it, just as a gift from me to you. Like, they're so fun, and I love connecting in, because when I play those out and I see like what you guys are going through, and I'm like, yo, me too in my own situation. Like, let's talk about this. Let's see what we can do. What is Spirit saying? What's the advice? Let's get through it together. We are walking each other home, and nothing is gonna stop us. Can I get an amen? And finally, you know, who is this channel for? Because there are so many things on here that I want to do. Who is this channel for? If you are just finding me right now, or if you've been kicking with me for a little while and you don't understand me because I am so inconsistent with posting, it's not even funny. Yeah, that's about to change. That is changing now. Are you a starseed? Are you a light worker? Are you an empath? Are you an indigo child? Are you a healer? Are you into Reiki? Are you an artist? Are you someone who wants to improve their art skills? Are you someone who is spiritually seeking help? Are you somebody who likes tarot card readings? Are you somebody that resonates with a chosen one, child of God, what's the words that they call it? Yeah, that 144,000 thing. You know, earth angel. It goes on and on. Black sheep. Yeah, outcast, scapegoat. Anybody in that collective, this is my summon to you. This is my call out. I'm gonna drop this baby. I'm gonna drop it on the internet. I'm gonna see who it's gonna pick up, but I'm here for you guys. Spirit helped me find myself, and with that I was blessed with knowledge, and with that knowledge I want to teach you how to find yourself, in case you don't know how to connect to Spirit yet. I want to teach you how to connect to Spirit. I want to teach you how to understand other interdimensional concepts. There's a lot to come. I'm very, very excited. I can't even fathom it to you. So I have some new exciting videos coming out very, very soon after this one is posted. And then I will be getting ready for a upcoming gallery this July, and then a convention coming up in the end of August or the beginning of September. And with that, I will be creating more artistic content, but all of this across the board is going to be getting done. So if you would like to tune into that, if you would like to support that, if anything of that of which I said resonated with you, please do like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. And if you do like this painting, I will have it on my website and in my shop. The link will be down in the description box below, also with all of my social media, so you can check it out there for more. Have a great day, guys. Bye!